Hi guys. I look a little cray. Haven't finished putting on makeup yet, but I'm here. Hold on. Watch the intro. I'll be right back.
Like a bird on a tree, I'm just sitting here. I got time, it's clear to see. From up here, the world seems small.
Okay. Not gonna make you guys go through that 50 million times. Okay, still setting up. Some powder here. You know what? Hopefully I'm still loved. Hopefully I'm still loved even though I looked disheveled. Those of you who haven't been here, we are going to do psychic readings. That's what we do here. I am MoniqueEmpath. What the hell? Just every day, just everything is all... Oh, wait. I'm doing this wrong. Why is it when I want to move this thing, it moves, and then when... Whatever. Okay, let's see who we have here. Let me go into what's going on. Okay, hi. Hi, hello, Angel. Hello, happy to see you. Happy to see you too. Watching from South Africa. Wonderful. All right. Well, you guys know how this goes. You post your questions in the chat. Go right ahead. And I hope I'll probably end up making myself cute by the end of the day. All right. Just got put concealer up here and never finished. Y'all, I was sleeping. Get rid of those creases I have in my head. All right. Let me tune in and see. I might have to restart this thingy. All right. I can't hear anything. Apparently you guys can, but I can't. Oh, there we go. There we go. Oh. All right. So welcome to the MoniqueEmpath show. I am your host, MoniqueEmpath. Let me go over here a little bit. Yeah, I am your host, MoniqueEmpath. I hope I look presentable today. I tried. Oh, there, I got this light working. I tried. Maybe I didn't try. Now I should just switch them. Ugh. All right, I am your resident psychic medium today. Welcome to my live stream. We are going to talk about psychic things. We are going to talk about... What is the topic today? Oh yeah, I get this a lot where people are saying, "I've been thinking about someone. I can't, I'm dreaming about them. I'm thinking about them." Does that mean that they're thinking about me? Like, people feel as if when they have someone in their thoughts, that mean that the other person is thinking about them, and it could be. So we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about Y'all, I'm trying. The different situations, I see some pain, but really, I woke up. It's 11 a.m. here, and I woke up probably about 7 a.m. and said, "I'm going back to sleep," and that's what I did. I went back to sleep. Um, which maybe, I don't know, wasn't the right thing to do. Maybe it was the right thing to do. But then I woke up at half an hour to get ready. And there's like a whole ritual in getting ready that I like to that I like to perform. Um now this looks there. All right. There's a whole ritual in getting ready that I like to perform, and because I was late, I didn't get to perform that ritual as well. Still trying to look at me. This is my perfectionist kicked in. I'm trying to get it the most perfect. This I want to be here. I have it on the wrong side. Lord help me. Lord help me as I'm struggling. Do you guys see what I did to my door? I'm testing what it would look like if there was wood frames around my door. I think I like it better. But it's like you start one project and now you have to do it again. Okay, so Sokol says in twin flame connections it happens a lot. Well, if you believe in twin flame, then I guess it would happen. Um, I don't. I can't say I don't believe in twin flame. I don't think twin flame is a healthy concept. I think it's a very dangerous concept for one individual to subscribe to. But yes, that is something that happens. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about what it is that um makes people feel, or why is it that you would be thinking, or is it possible that you're thinking about someone else's thoughts? Now, I've already played the intro, so I'm like, usually I talk. Oh yeah, and you post your questions in the chat. When you post your questions in the chat, it acts as a bit of like a placeholder for your question. Then I can go back and answer your questions when we do the question and answer part of this show. Did I introduce myself? Yes, I'm Monique Empath, yada yada yada. I am your resident psychic medium for the day. Looking great. Wait, maybe if I just, I've always wanted to sit back more and relax while I do this, but then I get so intense and then I end up sitting up. But the mic would be, listen, you guys, the struggle is real. I have this set up the wrong, well, it's not the wrong way, but it's on the wrong side. Like it should be on that side, but the America's flip. All right. I am gonna play the intro one more time because it helps with me like editing this a little bit later. As you can see, I have a new post-it note that says post your chats in the question, be specific, no general questions. I feel like here you have the opportunity to speak to a reader that is going to actually help you and give you things for free. You might as well take advantage of this and ask specific questions and leave the, y'all, this is gonna drive me nuts. Hold on. How about this? Okay, let's put it this way. I may I think I'm going to play a video just so I can fix the camera. All right, and I promise you we're asking your questions. I see your questions. I see Angel has a question that they want to ask. Angel has a question that they want to ask. How will the character, okay, yeah, sure. We can take a look at that. Um I see Aura, Will Alexander. Good morning, Cindy Lou who. So I see you guys. I see you guys here. I'm just gonna I am a mess today. Just bear with me. I am gonna play one more video and we'll talk and then we'll also get to the rest of the thing. But let's play. Okay, that didn't help because that video didn't last that long. But and you'll say, "It's fine, but it's gonna drive me nuts. This thing will drive me nuts." And yes, it won't it won't, it won't okay. I think I'm gonna leave it like this. Next time the thing is I say I'm gonna leave it like this, but I don't know if I'll be able to because I'm a little crazy. All right, we're gonna leave it like this. Okay, so when you are thinking, okay, so yeah, so let's say you are thinking about, hi, Aishka, you are thinking about someone, and we do this, and they're like, you're thinking about this. Okay, well, I'll just get straight to it. Not necessarily. No, it does not mean that just because you're thinking about someone, that the other person is thinking about you. I think sometimes that's like wishful thinking. We hope that's what's happening because we are thinking about that person so much. But I do think that's like more like wishful thinking at the time. I mean, I've done it. I've done it. I've had somebody on my mind, can't get them off of my mind. And I was thinking and asking other readers, are they thinking about me? Is this why? But generally, the person that you're thinking about so much, you do have a connection with them. That's why you're thinking about them. We don't think about random strangers that often, right? So we do think about um, someone that we know. So it's usually a loved one or a relationship or a misconnection or a connection that's gone wrong. So you do have a connection with that person. So where thoughts go, energy flows. So yes, where it's kind of like keeping that connection alive, keeping that energy alive, right? That um but it's also a state. So let's say you're thinking about someone, there's reasons why you're thinking about them. Maybe you haven't spoke to them in years, but the reasons why you're thinking about them, it's usually something unresolved or there's feelings or you're missing them. There's a reason why you're thinking of them. To you, it may seem like I have no idea why. You know, the mic sounds so much better this way, but I just don't like this part. It needs to be on this side so it goes over. Anyways, but, it's because my camera's mirrored, like, it's flipped. But, yeah, so usually there's a reason why you're thinking about them. Um, and yeah, I can't get you out of my head. Don't about that anything been thinking about it. Can't it's like that, right? So there's always a reason. Now, subconsciously, you might have a reason, but consciously, you might just wake up, haven't thought about this person in months, years, and then all of a sudden you have a dream about them or you're thinking about them, right? But subconsciously, there's an energy of there's a reason why, or there's a motivation between why you're thinking about. Something could have triggered you to think of them. Something could our brains work in association, right? So your brain, this is some science. This is some science. Hopefully I get it right. Because it would be horrible if I dropped the science and then got it all wrong. But this is some science. So pay attention, children. I have some science. So the science goes that your brain works on association. So your transference, yes. You know I always love your discussions. Yeah, transference. Yeah, yeah. Well, you'll have to explain to me what the word transference means in your concept. But yeah, it is like that. Okay, so your brain works. This is a science. Sometimes I'm pressing these things in it. Okay, so the science is your brain does not actually literally um follow me to the end of the sentence. Does not actually literally know what um things are. It associates those things, right? So when you are a bebe and your body is feeling famished, you're feeling hungry, and because you're a baby and you don't have any words, you cry, you scream, you make noise, because your baby body's famished. And then the mama or the papa comes and it puts things in your mouth and you no longer feel famished. So now you associated feeling famished and getting relieved of famish or relieved of famine from mama and papa and putting things in your mouth, right? So the baby doesn't know food is going to nourish me. They know that these actions help this feeling feel better. And then the mama and the papa start saying food every time or tea or milk every time they give you this thing. So now your brain is associating having this reward that no longer makes you feel famished with the word tea and milk. And that's how language is built, right? It could be Milch, Milch. I'm learning German, you guys. It could be Milch if you're German. It could be milk. It could be leche. It could be latte. It could be all different kinds of languages. It could be a grunt. Maybe the puppy when it gives the adult puppy when it gives the baby puppy milk, it goes "Grr, grr," and so your brain learns things through association, and then you associate certain sounds, phonetics, words to different things. This happens throughout your whole life. Like that's just how the function of the brain works, right? So it is possible that you are going through life and working or doing your thing, and there is something that slightly triggers an association, something that you are not so consciously aware of. Like the bebe is not so consciously aware of the mama and the papa bring me this substance and they said milk and now I'm milk. It's not so much of a constructive, logical sat down in school and wrote it down. Later in life, you do that. We learn things in school and you learn the logical concept and the mathematics of stuff to then understand. But as humans, we develop these understandings through feelings, emotions, and associations. So again, the bebe does not realize that association. No, it doesn't, right? It's just going to, or it's not going to logically construct that association. It's just going to say that's what it does. That's what it does. The mama and the papa could call milk tata or a baba. That is not a global in the English language. That's not a global word for the word milk, right? You can't look up tata or baba in the dictionary as milk, right? So basically, what I'm saying is that the baby can associate any sound or anything with that experience. So the baby's not gonna say, Baba does not sound like what all the other people call it, or Baba does not make sense because Baba also sounds like Mama and Tata. It sounds like, oh, whatever. Wouldn't this substance be called making my tummy feel full or something, right? The baby's not going to think of it in a logical sense. They're just going to have those associations. Therefore, as the baby grows, that when they see someone famine or see something or they experience that feeling of feeling famine, they're just going to think of that. They're just going to naturally have that association without logically thinking about it. So, what I'm trying to say is that you in your life, you have associations with people, experiences, a personal person, a loved one, a family member, a job, an event, an object. Like you have associations with those objects that your brain is making and the neurological system in your brain is making all the time. These synapses are going. There's a lot of neurological connections that are happening beyond your consciousness. Consciousness meaning beyond your full awareness of it. Like I think my liver is well, it might not be turned, it might not be doing, but my gallbladder is doing stuff, and my blood cells are moving through my veins right now, but I'm not aware and consciously aware of it that, like, I know what blood cell moved to which arm and what hand. I'm not, but these things are happening subconsciously. So there's nerves and neurons that are aware, they're aware, the nerves and neurons are aware of that happening. So basically, things are happening to you, associations are being had that you are not consciously aware of. So sometimes when we wake up and or we haven't thought about someone in so long, then all of a sudden we start thinking about them. There could be an association around your environment or in your experience or something that you've done, or maybe someone new or something that has triggered that association on a deeper level. And then that's the output. The output is the thoughts and the images and that you're feeling. So, again, not all the time that we are thinking of somebody and we can't get them out of our head. It has to do with the energy that they are sending, that they are possibly sending us something. So that's why it could be your own associations, your own triggers that you aren't consciously aware of. And that happens a lot. Why am I thinking of this person? Because you're not aware of the fact that um I have some personal examples, but I don't want to share them. Let's see. Okay, I can give it an example. It's like a personal example, but it won't go that personal. But it's like dating someone new, and this person is. I'm not saying I'm dating someone new. I'm saying that I have been in a situation where I have dated someone new, and hey, Ariana, the beautiful Aries goddess. Oh, there you are. Oh, yes, you said it. You are Ariana, the beautiful Aries goddess. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for making it to the chat. Um, so you are yes, okay, let's say I was dating someone new. And this person looks different, talks different, walks different, the size different, has a different mentality, a different behavior, a different they speak a different language from someone that I maybe previously dated. Um and yeah, and I'm like, there's no associations that I'm aware of, right? And let's say we go to the beach, me and this new person, and the beach is somewhere that I've gone with many people. I always go to the beach. I'm making a lot of this stuff up, but it's got some truth in it. And you go to the beach, and the person, um, they go in the water a little bit. They do something at the beach. They pick up a pebble and they throw it. This is gonna be so literal, it's usually a little bit more subtle. But let's say they pick up a pebble and they throw it, right? And it's just I just watch that happen, and then we start talking about the birds and the water, and we start playing and laughing. So there's no deep conversation about them picking up the pebble and throwing it. There's no it's not a significant part of the day. It's just something that I observed in my eyeball, and my eyeball took it into the optic nerve, and the optic nerve registered it into my brain, and then my brain called all the neurons to help associate that. Because remember, your brain doesn't know pebble, throw, those things. Okay. Somebody can argue with me on that. But the brain will know the associations. Oh, that object, I've once called that object a pebble. And that's interesting because I might call it a pebble, but you might call it a stone, you might call it a rock, all these different things. But my brain associates that object as a pebble, and the throwing as whatever, right? So I don't, it's not something that I focus on or really pay attention. I just observe it. We move on to other things. Days later, oh, yeah, and then so it goes through my optic nerves, into my brain, into the nerves, into the memory storage area, and it checks out. It goes into the files of the memory, and it goes through the files and says, "Do we have any files about this action that we just uh, 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 I thought somebody new was following me, and I was like, "Oh, I'm getting new followers," but it's not. I just got a notice on the Xbox that somebody's following the one and only gamer in this house. So yay, she got a new follow. She's got like over like 300 followers, or even more, and I'm like creeping up for follow. So like, follow, subscribe, like, follow, subscribe, like, share, all those things. Okay, so I can feel just as popular as my gamer kid. Okay, so it goes into the memory centers and it says, "Hey, do we have any references of this pebble being thrown in the ocean or the lake? Do we?" And then it goes through the memory centers. The memory centers say, "Hey, yeah, we have one." And then it goes through the emotional centers, and the emotional centers say, "Hey, do we have any emotional feelings or connections of a pebble being thrown in the lake?" And maybe I'm making some of this stuff up. Well, this process is how it happens. The examples I'm using, I'm making up. But then the emotional center will go, "Ding, ding." Yes, actually, I have a bad feeling about this, and it makes me nervous, and I want to run, right? But when I was at the beach with this new beau, I didn't run or anything. It didn't even deeply process that, but it did process it. Trust me, when you think you're not deeply processing it, there's other parts of your brain and your body that's processing. Other sensory connections are processing that information. So then when it goes deep into the and then the emotional centers, yes, says, "Ooh, feeling bad. I have a bad," right? But the day was so good, so you didn't think of it. But later now that because that's another thing that the brain and the body does and the soul, right? It's always receiving information. Energetically you're receiving information, physically you're receiving information, verbally you're receiving a lot of information. So the body, as genius as the body and the mind and the soul, it's all one thing, okay? The soul is not different from the body, and the body's not different from the soul and the mind, okay? It's all one thing. It's just different areas, right? So, because you're receiving all this information, the geniusness of the human being is able to say what's important and it's able to prioritize what it needs to do for the action that you want to exert at that moment, right? So while I was at the beach with the new beau and having a great time and wonderful and all those kind of stuff, the body was like, we're not going to process. Typically, it was like, "We're not truly gonna process so deeply that pebble being thrown in the lake right now, and we're not gonna process those terrible emotions." Hey, Jayla. Of course, you can have a reading. So the way we do readings here, you have to ask a specific question, and then I will answer that specific question. If you don't have a specific question, take some time, sit down, kick back, put your legs up, listen, and we'll talk. And we will eventually answer that specific question. You might come up with one. All right. So, yeah, your brain knows how to prioritize things. So it was too busy having fun at the beach, so it's not prioritizing that right now, right? Later when you're not at the beach and you're by yourself, and not only to say that your brain only processes deeply in your quiet time, your brain processes things on different levels. So you could be work, typing, getting your emails in for the day and typing an angry email. And that's what your brain is focused on. Um, and that would be your beta waves or your alpha waves. And beta waves are connected with a physical action. Alpha waves are connected to some type of closely more emotions. Theta waves are connected to um, visions and daydreaming and visions night and awake, kind of their daydreamings, visions, a little bit of a dissociation. Okay, so while you're typing and you're using your beta waves, right? Your theta waves are still active and they're processing things. So you could be at work now typing, sending your emails, and then all of a sudden you start thinking about um the last person you dated um before this person who was at the beach with you and had the pebble, and that person threw a rock at a let's be dramatic. Let's say they were angry and they threw things. They threw a rock one time. They threw things when they were angry. Um, so your theta is made that connection, right? Because that's how the brain wants to work, right? Makes that connection. So then you're at work and you're typing your email. Best regards. I please see the instructions of the information to send and sign form WACX. Thank you, regards, right? And sending your emails. And then you send that email and then you start thinking about this X or this person or whatever. And you're thinking to yourself, oh, you start thinking about them, you start thinking about times of them, you start whatever. You start having these thoughts of them. And you're like, why am I thinking about this? You move on to your day, but now that those thoughts that were in your subconscious, in your neurological system, have been brought to the surface, our consciousness has a sense of authority and a sense of control. It is we tend to the things that we are aware of are the things that we always feel the need to control, which makes sense because logically speaking, if you're aware that these lights might not be set up right because I look like a greasy disco ball, If I'm aware of them, I can take action to them. When I'm not so aware of them, I'm not going to pay attention to them, and that's what keeps happening right now. Um, so once something's brought to your consciousness and your consciousness that you're aware of, we tend to want to take action. That's where we ask our questions. That's where we want to know. We want to all those things. So then you will start to re could re like continue that thought. So it was in your subconscious and then it brought it up to your consciousness. So it was in the theta area or the alpha area where like either you had you it processed feelings or emotions or visions. Well, in our example we described as visions, right? That we visually remember our ex throwing the rock, right? Or but that's still in our subconsciousness, but now we're thinking about our ex a lot, but we haven't made the connection. But now that it's up in your consciousness and you're thinking about your ex, you're thinking about um, that's all that your brain is gonna be focused on, that person, and thoughts, and whatever emotions are in that person. You tend to we don't easily work backwards. So when something's in our consciousness, we don't it takes more effort to go back and settle down and start to do the connections and say, "Where did these thoughts come from? What is going on deeper inside of me?" Right? So we tend to just leave it in the surface, like, "Why am I thinking about I don't know, whatever that person's name, Beluga. Why am I thinking about Beluga? Oh, I remember when Beluga, I'm blue and Beluga." Then because something's in your consciousness a lot, your brain is gonna be like, "Oh, we have to process this. We just saw Beluga now in our mind. We're thinking about mine." And then it's gonna do that thing. It's gonna go well, it wouldn't go through the optic nerve. It's gonna go through like the hypothalamus or the amygdala or something in there. And then it's going to process it again. And then so it's gonna say, "Hey, memories." What memory going through the memory file, and it's gonna pull out all the files and memories that you have about this person. And then it's gonna go through the emotional center, the amygdala, and it's gonna pull out all the emotional files that you have about this person. And then it's just gonna like play with them. It's just gonna be like, here they are. They're all on the desk. And so that might trigger dreams of that person. So then when you go to sleep and your mind now wants to reprocess and reprogram and reprocess the things that you've experienced in the day, that's where you can have dreams about them. So this could go on for days as well, right? So you would say, "Why am I thinking about this person a lot? I didn't even voluntarily say I want to think about this person. I don't want to it could be a situation where you don't want a connection to be like, "Why am I thinking about this person?" So that could be a lot of the reasons of why our thoughts, when we're having the thoughts of someone, we're like, is it because they're sending me energy? Is it why are they doing that? It could be it's you. And that's why I titled this Protect Your Thoughts. Um Energy exchange, protect your thoughts. And what I mean by protecting your thoughts, it's not like protecting them from other people. Well, we could talk about that, but it's more of protect them like they're your thoughts and have a protective maternal um parental way towards your thoughts, like allow them to come up and allow them to happen and say it's okay that you're having these thoughts. Let's figure out within yourself. Why, let's figure out why we're having these thoughts. To just jump and say, oh, it might be the person sending me energy, kind of um, dismisses your autonomy of your own thoughts, and we want to gain autonomy of our own thoughts. Okay, so that's one thing that can happen. So basically, what I'm saying is that your thought, when you're constantly thinking about someone, it is not always that it's because that person is energetically sending you energy or they're energetically sending you. It could be you are having subconscious triggers of certain things or subconscious memories or subconscious stimulations of that person in an environment because everything is a stimulation, is a trigger. And when I say trigger, it doesn't necessarily mean mad, but everything is a stimulation and association because that's how the human bodies work. It works by association. Okay. So, and we're not always aware of all the associations that we have. Like, I'm pretty sure somebody has an association about a giraffe, or they have flowers, or the kind of material that I have or the color, anything that you have a feeling about or a thought about, there's an association connected to it. So, and think about all the things that you see and observe in your life, a lot of them, right? And some associations are connected to strong emotions, and a strong emotion is it's gonna surface eventually and become a thought. Um, and so when I say in that context, when I say protect your thoughts, it would be very parental, very kind to yourself, very motherly to your own thoughts. Don't be very kind, very motherly to your own thoughts. I had an itinerary today, kind of, that I'm trying to stay on schedule. Yeah, laughing at me because that usually doesn't work out well when I do have an itinerary because I'm so wayward. But yeah, continue to post your questions. I've been starring them. I see them, but I guess we kind of enjoy the conversation. Oh, I know where I put. Anyways, I don't want you guys to have all this dead air while I'm looking for stuff. Okay. The next part of this conversation that I want to talk about is when our thoughts are being influenced by someone else, by someone else's energy. That's possible. And I think that's where a lot of people kind of jump to. Um, it's the more easier, you know, thing. It's the more easier thing to say. It's like, "Oh, the reason why I'm thinking about this is because they're sending me thoughts or their energy, because I normally wouldn't." I think that's more easier. It's a little bit of a projection, you know? Sometimes clients say, "Hey, I've been thinking about this person and I wanna know why. Why am I thinking of this person?" And the behind is it because they're thinking of me? Do they miss me? I know whatever is that why is that they're thinking of me and sometimes that's true, but you have to think like you could be the reason why you're having this thought. You may not subconsciously be that, but you have. So autonomy and control, and you are an individual that can control different things. All right. So the next topic I want to play, it's because I'm about to play something. The next topic is yeah, yes, yes. Wait, hold on. I am looking for the file. Things should be set up, and they're never set up. But oh, here we go. All right, we're gonna play an ad because this is how we do these things for free, or try to do these things for free, and then we'll talk about when someone else is sending you like your thoughts actually are being influenced by someone else. We'll start talking about that. Oh my gosh, this child is eating brownies in front of me. I'm gonna play this ad and have a brownie. I'm gonna play this ad and have a brownie. I will be right back. Oh. All right, we are back. All right. So that was Elf Cosmetics. They have a sale on end of season sale or a clearance sale. I don't know, but it's good. It says 30%, but you can actually get up to 60% off. Where my notes, I should be reading this. I don't know where they are, but sure. Click on that link. Those are affiliate links. You guys know how affiliate links work. They work by when you click the link and you actually purchase something, I get a little bit of a commission, which is pretty cool. Um, but I mean, buy what you buy. Even in that ad that I showed, all the products weren't all elves. Some of them were other things, but the one product, well, not one, there's a lot of elf products that I like, especially their skincare. I liked a lot of their skincare stuff. Um, there's a product of elf that I don't like just because for me it just doesn't work, and it's their makeup wipes. I know there's this whole revolution on makeup wipes and don't use them, whatever your opinion, but they actually hurt. My skin is too sensitive for them. And like when I put them on, they burn, they hurt. Like I'm just very sensitive. So that's a product that I don't like. I could throw that away. But I love their concealer. I always like their foundation. And I find that with their foundation, I don't have difficulty finding my foundation color. Um, but anyways, that's neither here nor there. But they're having a 60% off, so you best bet, like, I'm gonna get so, yeah, if you click the link and you purchase something, I get a small commission, and that's how that works, but, buy what you want to buy, like, buy what you want to buy. Alright, so, thank you, thank you, thank you. I had a brownie, it was good, and I had some water. Okay, so the next part of this is when somebody is it possible like, when you're thinking about someone or you're dreaming about something, there's always these quotes that says, when you're w you're like, when you dream of somebody, you're up there in your energy or you're walking in your energy or something like that. I don't know what's a quote. When you're up when you're having dreams, that means that you're up in somebody else's whatever. I don't know what the quotes are, but there are lots of quotes about that because a lot of clients come to me about that. And yes, it is possible that if you're thinking of okay, so again, it's a little bit we want to remain autonomous about this idea. But if you are thinking a lot about someone, you are also sending energy to them. You understand? So you're like, but I didn't even think about them. Like this person, I didn't even remember about them, or I wasn't even thinking about them at all. Consciously, you weren't thinking about them at all? Consciously, you weren't thinking about them at all? But I'm just sorry, I'm getting distracted because I just had to block somebody. Block, block, blickety block, you're blocked. Block. Oh, they're catching me. They're catching me. Gotcha. Gotcha. It's kinda like a race. The more they spam. Stop your nonsense. Stop your nonsense. Look, let's expose them. This person is doing a terrible thing. Stop it. Stop it. Stop your nonsense. Block, blickety block. And then they're probably gonna make another account and do it again. But it doesn't matter. If anybody sends you any kind of sentence such as such, um, just know no, don't, don't, don't. Is anybody sending you telling you to send them a friend request? No, no. So that should prevent it from our end. We can't control people. Well, I can. I can control them to a degree. I can block them. I can blockity block them here. That's just me to make myself sound like I'm funny. I can blockity block them here. So I can control. I am the master of this domain. You come into my world, to blocky block you. All right. So yes, Ariana, I think I seen your question, Ariana. I see it, darling, sweetheart. Yeah, so even if you're like, I wasn't even thinking about this person at all, I don't want nothing to do with them. The thought of saying, I don't want nothing to do with them. I don't like that person. I don't want a connection with that person. I don't want them that in my life. All of that is sending energy out. Like all of that is sending energy. So when you say, I do not like this person, I don't want them, I don't want to date them, I want to be away from them, I never want to see them again. That's a statement to be said. And that's a very fair statement to be said. It's good to articulate your sentence. But within that, you are sending energy. So you talked about them, you brought it up. That means you've created that energy that is directed towards that person. So if you're having thoughts, we have to think that even if I wasn't thinking about them before, subconsciously there's a chance, just like the first part of this, that I could had a trigger, and so it's just influence thoughts or influence my neurons to react in that way to give me those thoughts and those visions. And so now that I'm aware that I'm having these thoughts, I'm like, now that I'm consciously aware of having these thoughts, so now I'm consciously thinking about beluga and whatever. Now I'm sending energy towards beluga. Now I'm sending energy towards there. So then beluga is going to receive that energy and send it back, because now beluga is now thinking of you, whale, or I watched a whole documentary on whales. I love it. First we watched the I just don't like my brain as smart as I like to think I am. I don't know how smart I actually am, but as smart as I like to think I am, humpback whales with the big mouth, like I just can't conceive how they open up their mouths that wide without like bending back on themselves. Like, like that. Like how come the control of those muscles is intense. Like the thought of how big their mouths are one thing, but anyways, so beluga and humpback whale, those are my people in my story. So humpback whale is like, I wasn't even thinking about you, beluga. Like I don't know. Now you're all in my thoughts. You're all in my whatever, and all your little cutesy things I'm thinking about. And I don't even like you. I just want to eat my krill, and I don't care about what you do. Why am I constant? I can't even swim from the one part of the Arctic to the other without thinking about you. And all of those thoughts that humpback is having about beluga is now receiving those signals. And I think this might be a good example because these animals are animals that can actually send what I would like to call energetic signals. They are very good at sending sonars. They can send like an energy sonar out to each other. Well, it's in the form of a high pitched sound that we can't hear, or a very low pitched sound that we can't hear, but it's also in the sense of waves. So that's interesting. So yeah, the humpback whale can send energy by thinking about it or whatever, and then now you're sending energy to the beluga, and the beluga is like, I was just busy, I was doing my own thing, and now I got humpbacks in my mind and their stupid big mouth. Humpbacks in their stupid big mouth. Continue to post your questions. We will get to the question and answer part. Posting your question now acts like a placeholder for later when I do get to the question part. So yeah, so the beluga's like, listen, you humpback big mouth mother. Like the ocean belongs to us all. You need to share. So basically, what I'm saying is that when you start to have thoughts about someone, you're like, I can't get this person out of my head, and I'm thinking about them. You are creating more energy towards that person that could also influence how they're thinking about you and the energy towards you. Again, so just like the first part, it might have nothing to do with the other individual. Your thoughts about the other individual might not have an energetic connection to them. It might be just your own subconscious surfacing. And we are so unaware of our subconscious that when it surfaces, we think it's magic. We're like, I don't know why I was doing this. You were actually conjuring up this energy subconsciously before. Then the next part is when you say, "Okay, now I'm thinking about them," and I'm like, "I'm thinking about them. It must be them thinking about me." Well, you are thinking about them, and if you were the catalyst, because in your subconscious energy, you conjured that up, you brought it into your conscious energy, and now it's there, and now you're thinking about it enough to ask a psychic, you are the one projecting that energy as well towards that person. Okay. So now let's talk about the receiving of it. So like, yeah, now let's say let's say it did fall into that pattern. And so now, and maybe somebody did that to you. They were triggered by something, and then it brought up to their subconscious, and now they start thinking about you, you know? And now they're projecting energy, and now boom, you now. So you get where I'm going, right? There's a chain of reactions and it could go either way. Okay. So when thoughts in the spiritual community and in the energetic and a bit in the scientific community is that your thoughts are things. Your thoughts create actions and behaviors and influences. Some of these actions are physical actions, some of these actions are influential actions. I am telling you guys to click the link if you guys want the deal on Elf. That's like I'm literally telling you that. But playing a video about Elf Cosmetics and about the deal, I'm not physically doing anything, but I am influencing that. So I have a thought or an energy, and that's Elf Cosmetics and their sales right now. I think it closes on the 10th, so get her done. Um, get her done. So Elf Cosmetics and that, right? And I could just play my video putting on makeup and play that. I'm energetically influencing. I have not physically done some, but my thoughts are influencing you or attempting to influence in you, okay? So when we are thinking of someone, we can be influencing those ideas, right? Okay. So what was I talking about? I was talking about, oh yeah, when you receive that. So you the thoughts you have project outward, right? So let's say you cut somebody off and you don't think of them. You've moved on. You're not even at the point where you're like, I don't like them. I don't want like you completely they're not a figment. They're like that song, Somebody That I Used to Know. You didn't have to cut me off. Make it happen like I never did again. And I don't even need you though. You treat me like a stranger and it feels so cold. But you didn't have to stoop so low. Play your records and then you know that song? You know that song? Yeah. That's exactly what that song is like. Okay. So you've completely cut them off. Made it like they never even happened. They're just somebody that you used to know, they're not even in your life. Um, so you don't have that much hardly of a conscious connection and a very low subconscious connection to them. Again, you'll still have connection with them because your brain will still have associations that are playing, but nothing's being surfaced. Okay. When you start if somebody is sending you energy because they're thinking of you, right? And that could trigger you to think of them, yes, in that whole sentence. So again, because your thoughts create an energy, and that energy could be an influence, and that influence is worldwide. Energy is like a sea that we all live in. We're all touched by the energy. Now, this is getting to the spiritual talk, so I have to delineate that this is like my ideas, my theories, my theories, right? I can't prove it. Whoa! I mean, to an extent, I can prove something, but these are all my theories. Okay, so you are sending your thoughts are things, and thoughts become actions, behaviors, or influences. So when somebody is thinking about you, like let's say in the sense of they're obsessed with you, or that's what they are, I don't know, they're just really thinking about you, that those thoughts, right? One, energetically, they're like sonar waves. They're going out into the world. I do have another part of this, but let's go. They're going out into the world. So they're thoughts that are going out into the world. So those thoughts can hit you and you'll feel them. However, you may not feel them in the sense of reciprocating the actual thought. So you might wake up and feel just a little out of sorts that day. Maybe you feel a little uncomfortable. If it's a person that's loving, you might wake up and feel just a little extra warm. You may not get that thought and then think of that person because it's energy. Energies are feelings and yeah, feelings and visions, I guess you would say, but feelings, right? So that person's like, I need to talk to Beluga. I 100% need to I can't I'm thinking about Beluga. I wanna know what Beluga's up to. I really ooh, Beluga. Ooh, what are they doing? What are they doing, right? So that's what they are consciously saying and consciously experiencing, but the energy that they're sending, I mean, the way I acted that out, it seemed intense. It seemed kind of uncomfortable and uncomfortable and a little scary, right? Like I'm starting to clan up. It felt a little scary. So you would be that's the energy that's being sent out. That's the sonar. The words, the conversation does not get sent out. Conversation is limited energetically. Conversation is for an immediate reaction, an immediate response. It doesn't travel that far unless you're on Wi-Fi and internet. You know what I mean? But energetically, if we're not using these devices, words don't travel, they don't. Their words are just an articulation of the energy that we feel. Energy travels. The words don't travel. So energy is the thing, the fluid, and the words are what we're trying to describe the thing in the fluid that's traveling, right? So the person's like, I want to know what Beluga's doing. I need to know, and how dare Beluga, and I'm obsessed with Beluga, and I gotta find out. That's not traveling. The energy. So the energy is feeling uncomfortable will travel. So you may wake up one day just feeling like a little off, a little like uncomfortable, a little bit like nervous, maybe a little just a little unsettled. That unsettled feeling may not connect to, oh, it's that person. You're just gonna work up with that, and that's how psychic energy works. It's a feeling that you feel. It takes more work and association to kind of figure that out because you have to figure out, why do you feel that? Somebody could be yelling at me and speaking very mean and be like, "You, Monique, how dare you?" And they're speaking mean and they're sending mean energy towards me. But when I could see it, but I might not feel that as mean energy because I might perceive that person as, oh, they're just having a bad day, or that person is insecure, or so by the time it comes to me, I'm not gonna feel terrified. I'm gonna feel, yeah, they're being intense. You understand? Or somebody could be sending me mean energy and I'll feel it mean. So the energy is going to flow, but it's how in which you receive it within your body makes all the difference, right? So if somebody is obsessed with you and thinking about you and thinking about you and they can't stop thinking about you. I'm saying that over and over, but I'm trying to really prove the point, right? And it's an intense energy like, how dare she not wake up in time to do the live? How dare she get off schedule? How dare she not put on the right makeup when she's trying to do a makeup ad? How dare she? I could wake up and feel like, whew, feel a little bit like, I don't know, out of sorts, uncomfortable, like, and then it would also be how that energy reflects you. So once that mean energy reflects you, do you feel sad when somebody's sending you mean energy? Do you feel nervous? Do you feel defensive? Do you so somebody, yes, somebody can be thinking of you and sending you all that energy, but it's the energy that they're sending and the mood and the emotion of the energy that you're going to feel. So that might not necessarily influence you just thinking about them. Like you just start thinking about them. Not really. May not. And then again, I'm using a negative example because people respond over negative things better than they do over lovely things. I don't know. That's just the way of our world. Um, but I'm changing your question. You do, you boo. You ask what you wanna ask and ask how you wanna ask, and you can change your question anytime. Um, so that energy, yeah, so and again, I was using negative energy, but it could be positive. It could be like, a parent sending energy to their loved one for the first day of school or when they're at school. And so that kid could be having maybe a rough day, but then they sit down and all of a sudden they just feel warm, they feel comfortable, and they feel confident, right? They might not all of a sudden they might not you might they're not necessarily going to feel, "Oh, mom is sending me some confident energy. She's telling me to be confident." No, they're just gonna feel confident and feel warm, and that's the energy that you're sending. So, when we're constantly thinking of someone and someone's in our thoughts, um, it does not when we say, "Are they thinking of you?" First, we would have to there's a whole idea that they could be sending you energy, but it's the energy that they're sending you, not the words or the construct. They're sending you a feelings and emotions. That's what we send, feelings and emotions, right? So if you wake up and you're like, I miss this person, I'm thinking about them, and I wish I could talk to them, and I miss them, doesn't mean that that person's thinking of you. It could be what are the you are just now triggered by missing that person. So maybe, and I'll tell you, maybe that person has just completely released you, that you just became someone that they used to know. They have completely removed themselves out from you, that they don't think of you at all anymore, that they don't have they've released like you become and somebody that I used to know, and he didn't have to cut me off. Dinner records and then nothing and then run again. I don't even need that though. You treat me like a stranger and it feels so cool. So it could be a situation that where you are all of a sudden thinking about this person, you're missing them and you wish you would talk to them and you're wondering if things would work out because at that moment that person has released themselves at you, that they actually aren't thinking about you, they have moved on. And so the energy that would be sending to you is a release, letting you go, moving on. So what you're receiving is a loss, an emptiness, a distance, and you're receiving that distance, so that distance is triggering a missing, a longing, or whatever, You don't miss somebody until they're actually gone. Um, and energetically, same thing. You might not miss somebody, they're actually gone. So again, um yeah, so there you go. So when you're constantly thinking about someone, what does that mean? And how to protect your thoughts. Okay. So if you do not want your thoughts, I guess the idea to go to somebody, don't think of them, but it doesn't work that simple. But to know that your thoughts about an individual, like your constructed thoughts about an individual, does not send. Words don't send. Energy sends. So if you're like, I do not like that person, I do not want them coming over to my house, I do not want them talking to me. Those thoughts are protected because thoughts don't send. Thoughts are an individual thing. Thoughts create energy and thoughts create feelings and emotions, and those send. So the I don't want beluga coming to my house, coming all up in my I don't want beluga here anymore. That won't send. But the energy of I I don't have a good feeling with this person. I the feelings are a resistance, a distance, a blocking, a close, a repulsion, that's gonna send. That energy is gonna send. So beluga is gonna feel the distance and the coldness and the distance, they're gonna feel those, right? So your thoughts, how to protect your thoughts, that's how you protect your thoughts. You don't really, your thoughts don't actually go. So protecting your thoughts, again, in the concept that I was saying earlier, it's the idea of protect them as in be kind with your thoughts, be kind to yourself, nurture yourself. Think of your thoughts. An exercise would be think of your thoughts as a young child or a friend or somebody that you would give advice to. So if I'm having thoughts, I don't like this and I don't like that, I would think of that thought as like, what if it was a child that I loved having those thoughts? How would I take care of them? I would say it's okay to feel that. It's okay to have those thoughts, or this is what you can do, or you are safe. You don't have to worry about that. So that's how you protect your thoughts, okay? So words, concepts don't travel, energy travels. So again, if you are constantly thinking of someone, right? The idea that you're thinking of them because they're thinking of you does not always apply because you're thinking about them. Feelings and energy is what travels. So if you wake up and you feel terrified or you feel nervous and you feel uncomfortable, I mean, outside the realm of anxiety, um, your intuition could be telling you that there's some uncomfortableness around you. There's something to be alert about. There's something that, somebody is thinking about you and they're thinking about you in a negative way. So you're getting a lot of negative energy. Because remember, again, just like in the spiritual world and in the physical world, thoughts lead to things. Thoughts lead to emotions, influences, and eventually actions. So a thought would lead to an emotion or is driven by an emotion and it creates a thought, and those emotions can create actions. So if you wake up and you're feeling like uncomfortable about something, or anxious, or you feel a resistance from somebody or to somebody, that's a good intuition to stop and say and think about that, because that could be I tell ya. I tell you, that little sneaky sneak. I mean, I can't blame her. The fridge is over there and she's over there, so um, you're caught. You were caught. You were caught on camera. Get off camera. Um, yes, and that's a thought. She's been behind me lurking, and I felt it, and I felt like something was there. But I wasn't scared about it because I felt like this energy just feels like it's hungry or famished or something. It's needy. All right. Okay, so we are going to do something fun. And then we're going to get to questions. I don't see a lot of questions in here today. So we might be able to spend a little bit more time on each individual's question. But we'll see how that goes. Okay. There it goes. There it goes. There it goes. There it goes. Go, 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 go. That's the wild young animal. Okay. It's got a muffin. All right. So, questions. I wish I had like a swoop or something to, one of the I like model myself and my attempts at this live stream off of like this live streaming YouTuber that I like. Um, she does law. She's a law YouTuber, and I don't know, her live streams are just so on point. Although she ends up messing things up, but she has a good plan. And she does this like swoop thing. Whoosh. I mean, I have a little bit of a ah! We could do that every time we switch. No. What if we did? Oh yeah, this. We're gonna switch to a new segment. All right, and now we are back, and we're going to talk about the SodaStream affiliate. So again, SodaStream is something that I love. So we're gonna do something. I don't know how this is gonna work out today, but we're gonna try. So I'm gonna pull you guys back a bit. Oh my gosh, there's a cookie pan back here because I was making cookies. I'm trying to be more domestic. I'm very maternal, but I'm not very domestic. Does that make sense to you guys? Although some would argue that I am domestic. I don't know. I don't know. You can't tame me. I can't tame myself. Okay, so I'm pulling this back because I'm trying to get a little bit of a platform here. Okay, so SodaStream affiliates, you guys got to click my affiliate link so I can get paid. I don't think that's how you're supposed to do that. Okay, you don't have this is not sponsored, okay? So I could do what I want. And they're gonna be like, I don't want you advertising our products that way. No, but I mean, I'm saying that because you guys understand how affiliate links work, right? So it's not like I'm just like lying to you. Affiliate links work like that, right? Anybody who has an affiliate links, there's because they're trying to get some money. So don't fall for, oh, I just wanted to show you that. Well, really, I mean, I accept and choose affiliate links based off of things that I can actually speak truthful of. But the affiliate links are linked in the description box below. So in this live below, like in the well, not in Facebook, it would be above. In YouTube, it would be below. In Twitch, I don't know where you all are. I don't know. But in Facebook, in the description underneath, like what this video is about, there's no Facebook at the top. There's a description, and if you click more, there's links there. All right, but our link is SodaStream. Let me tell you, okay, so this is my SodaStream bottle. You have to mind how water. I guess I have hard water. I don't have a water softener here. I just it's almost like drinking straight out of the lake. So mind how cloudy my bottle looks, but that's just my house. Okay, so this is just pure water. Okay, so you guys understand what SodaStream is. It just carbonates your drinks, and I love carbonate. Well, I don't like sweet carbon. I like carbonated water. I love water. I drink a lot of water, but I also like the burn and the that you get from carbonated drinks. But I can't drink caffeine, and I just limit the amount of sugar I have. I'm not on a diet. I'm just not. I don't want this to sound like some health program. I just personally don't always like sugary things, and that's a lie because I drink a lot of slushies. Okay, I like a lot of water. That's what I'm saying. I like to drink a lot of water, but I also like carbonated drinks, but then I don't really want to get like a soda or a pop, however, wherever in the world that you call it, like, even when they're not caffeinated, I just find them too thick for me sometimes, whatever. So, the way I can combat that is like SodaStream, and instead of buying bottles of carbonated water all the time, I can make it myself, and I feel so excited about making myself. So, I do, and especially because we have where I live, we have a farm. Woo! We have a farm, and so I can get my fresh vegetables and fresh fruit and vegetables there, and I love taking a trip to the farm, getting, like, fresh strawberries and cherries, and making an awesome drink. Okay, but I'm lying to you because I got some strawberries, but I didn't get them from the farm this season. I actually got them from Walmart. So, you guys are gonna watch me. I don't know how well we're gonna do this, but we're gonna make a SodaStream link while I am answering or asking your questions. Okay? All right. So the questions are random. I think I'm gonna need my producer. Hold on. The questions are random. I should have had things set up, but the questions are random. I am not going down a particular list. We are live on Facebook, we are live on the YouTubes, and we are live on Twitch, although the Twitch people don't care about me as yet, but I will make them care because I'm going to soon start gaming on Twitch, psychic gaming. I'm going to play hidden object games and see if I can find the objects only using my intuition. That's got to be fun. I'm going to get those Twitch mother okay. Oh, that's not the one. All right. So, your questions, I like specific questions, general questions. I feel like I'll tell you straight up, I think they're pointless on a platform like this because it's like Ray. You can get that information from a fortune cookie, a horoscope, or your daily newspaper. No questions about the law, legal things. I'm not a lawyer. No questions about medical things. I'm not a doctor, including mental evaluations. I don't know what to do to help you get out of your depression. I don't know if you're delusional or not, or, I can't define, are you seeing ghosts or are you delusional? Those are questions for a medical practitioner or specific readers who choose to read in that way. I don't. I don't read your spirit guide, so if you wanna know what your spirit guide is saying to you, you need to work harder at whatever practices that you do to connect to your spirit guides, and you need to ask your spirit guide, not me. I don't answer questions that infringe on the boundaries of another individual. So don't ask me what your ex, who's they're dating, how happy they are, when the relation, where they live. We are not going to use psychic reading to stalk another individual. And I think that's it. Yeah. Okay. All right. So, yes, I'm not going down a specific list. I am going to all right. You guys, you have to see look, like, I have to have a chair pad because I'm short. Okay. So, one of these questions, I'm just randomly post your question at any time. And oh, you're loving the elf sale. I know. Like, elf products are listen, I joke about how I'm just really trying to make money off these affiliate links, but like I said, I wouldn't post one that I really didn't respect because elf products are very affordable in the first place. So when they're having a sale, it's like your time to get what you need. And I mean, you might want your concealer, you might want your little powder, you might want your little things, and you might buy other products, but it's a good way. I mean, I'm just sharing. I'm just sharing. All right. So, all right. So, I'm about to multicast. I'm an amazing multitasker, believe it or not. But when I start dissociating into a reading, it gets funny. All right. So, the first question that I see is how will the character slash personality, okay, Angel from YouTube types in, how will the character personality of my ultimate partner be? How will this character be? Okay, Angel, 1 second. We have to get the soda stream machine. Okay, so oh, sorry. Oh, sorry. Okay. Okay, you guys. Okay. All right. Okay, you guys. I didn't plan this all out, but it will work. Okay. I think I want the chair back. All right, Angel, how would the character and the personality? Oh, and this is going to be me. I tell you guys that I dissociate a lot, and when I'm reading, I actually am a little dissociated. So, oh God! So this will be a full example of how when I'm reading, I'm actually slightly dissociated, and how I'm like in a different world. Okay, so how will the character and personality of your ultimate partner be? So this is again, these questions I find interesting because it's making the assumption that you're going to have an ultimate partner. Now, before I read you, Angel, there are people in this world that live their life single, and that when they depart from this earth, they're single. It happens quite often. It's not a guarantee that you're a human and you're going to have a partner. There are many people in nursing homes and and the care homes that pass on and never had a significant partner. Now that's not to scare you, but that's just to drop some reality in there. So when people say, "How will my ultimate partner be?" It's an assumption that you have that. Now, it is likely that you would have, not likely, but it's possible. Like it's not a odd thing either way. So to make that assumption is you have to understand you're making that assumption. So you say to a reader, "How will the person that I'm marrying going to be?" What if that reader does not see you ever getting married? It nullifies the entire question. So that's always something. And I'm only telling you guys because I'm not trying to prevent, like, stop you guys from asking questions. I'm telling you guys so you guys can, whoever your reader is, you can make sure that you're always getting the best answers, the best of your service, right? Because again, if the reading is that you aren't going to have a partner and the person describes a partner, your ultimate partner, and the reader describes your ultimate partner, that is a probable reading. That is saying that, like, I don't see you having a partner, but this is what the energy of the kind of human being I see you attracting or I see you attracting, right? Love doesn't just happen to us, we happen to it. So, if you have characteristics, see, I can't do anything because I started to dissociate, but we're gonna try. All right, hold on, because I gotta get stuff. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. All right, so I got weapons, right? So that's what I want to do. I want to make sure that whoever you're getting a reading from, or wherever you're getting a reading, that you are. Oh, I think I'm supposed to. I don't know why this is not working. That you are getting your ultimate, the best reading that you can get. Now, you guys would say, why didn't I plan all this stuff and plan it out properly before I got here? I have OCD. So if I started to actively plan and plot out this segment that I was doing without actually doing it, I would be doing it and planning it from here till 2040 and not being here. So I have to jump into things before I start planning. Okay, but what we got here, there. Okay. Now I figured it out. And now if I'm short, it'll be fine. Oh, there we go. There we go. There we go. Woo! Okay, there we go. There we go. Everything's all right. Okay, so Angel, I do see you end up having a partner. I do see you end up being with someone rather consistently. Like I see someone in your going to be in your life consistently. Now, the level of type of commitment, it's almost like, how do I explain this? It's kind of weird to say consistent, but not consistent. So I see that there's going to be an individual that you're going to constantly have in your life. Like they will be there. I think there will always be this, well, not always, but I think there's going to be this continuation of whether this is you guys are exclusive or not exclusive or dating or living together or not dating or whatever. It's going to always be like that, but I feel like it's one person that's just gonna continue, like, all the person that you just keep coming back to, or the person that's just kinda there, like, somebody who just gets that just stays and you with them as well. So I do see that. I do see it's someone I feel you may already know this person. I feel you may already know this person. Um, yeah. So I feel like you may already know this person. And their characteristics, I feel like this person is kind of like not well, kind of like quiet spoken, the kind of person that like only like speaks when they really have something to say. And it would appear that this person lets a lot of things go or doesn't address a lot of things. Like, let's say if something was kind of bothering this person, they would let it go. But I don't think that they would be the kind of person that they're letting it go and then it's festering them. Like they are able to let things go better. Like they're able to say, you know what, I don't like that, but it'll be fine and whatever. Like they're very flexible, I guess you would say, in that kind of sense. And it's kind of like the person that like doesn't get mad easily, but when they're upset, you'll know. Like they know when they're really have something to say, they'll say it. So that kind of temperament. I do feel like it's a very introverted type person as well. That this person is, yeah, introverted and could see, I can't do that. But I'm gonna test myself because I say I can't do this, but this is how my life goes, that I start dissociating and then things slow down and then I come back. So we got some strawberries. Oh, I forgot the cup. So yeah, that's what I see. I see that the person is gonna have a very even temperament, be very introverted, and kind of a person who not afraid of commitment. This person is not afraid of commitment, but this person is very happy with just like a simple, like very easy, like the kind of person who could be in a relationship but not necessarily want to get married and want those things. Like they just want to be consistently with someone. I see that kind of person. So that's the kind of temperament and personality that I do see. Um Angel angel, angels in the sky, angels in the sky. Okay. So thank you Angel. Thank you for that question. Angel comes in from the YouTubes. Now I put this up and now I want it down. Oh, 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 don't let your behind the scenes stuff show on camera. Oh, oh. Okay. Okay, so I'm putting these strawberries. They were washed. I think they were washed. Like, Lord help me. Lord help me if you guys watch me get some pesticide poisoning. Um, but my producer did wash them last night with a rinse. Okay, so we're gonna make a so this is like my typical soda stream drink. So this is the machine. This is what costs the money, to be honest. This is what costs the money. Like you buy this, you know how refills work, right? You buy like there's always like a machine and then you end up buying the refills and the carbonator goes in the back. Okay, so this is the machine and mine's just plastic. Like there's no magical. I'm like an old lady with technology. Magical. Technology is not magical unless you're an old lady. Okay, but there's no mechanical technology in here. It's just a button on the top and it's a manual button. And then this is the device here. Let me move the bottle. Okay, in the back. Oh my god, I'm so embarrassed. My machine might be dirty. Ooh, I'm ruining my daughter's headphones. I'm ruining her headphones. Okay, and in the back, I think you can. Oh yeah, this is how you open the back, right? And so this comes off. There's no mechanical part in here. Okay, and then I'm not gonna take it out because I already have it moving and going. But this is the carbonator. This is what would cost the money. And I'm not sure, but I used to think this was more expensive than it was. I guess it was shipping during let's see, during Rona. Remember her? Remember her? Oh, thank you, Delphina. Thank you. See, you guys have to help me out because I'm not as professional as I need to be. But yes, the overview. I was calling it the thingy in the top, the description. Yeah, if you click the overview, you'll see the link for Elf Cosmetics and you'll see this too. Okay. So during the Rona, remember her? Remember her? We don't like her. But the shipping on this was crazy. I think it was like I don't know how much it was for just this bottle, this carbonator, but the shipping on it was like double the size. Like it wasn't. But after I got it, it wasn't. Um, I'm not gonna lie to y'all because I can't remember what this cost, but I will look it up. I will absolutely look it up. Oh, sorry about the dead air. It's not good when you have dead air while you're in the middle of a live stream. Not good to have dead air at all. All right, yeah. So the Soda Stream. Ooh, ooh. Sorry. Okay. Okay. Here we go. All right. So I was gonna tell you. I think okay, so the Soda Stream goes at different prices, right? I can't remember how much I paid, but you could pay like $89, $79, and these are Canadian. So I think like 79 is probably like 69 or something like that. whatever the Canadian price is, just knock about like 5 or $10 off because that's what the exchange is. Um, for the machine, right? And then with usually when you buy the machine, you get the machine and you get a canister. And then you have to buy the extra canisters or whatnot, whatnot, whatnot. Um, anyways, you guys will click the link and figure that out. So anyways, you buy the canister and I feel like they're not that expensive. And it lasts me about 4 months and I drink a lot of water. Like I drink a lot of carbonated water, a lot. So you get the canister and I was nervous when I bought it. Okay, let me answer some questions as well. I was nervous when I bought it because I don't know, I just thought gas and pressure something would blow up, but I mean it's just CO2. It's kind of like the equivalent to having like an air freshener. Like it's going to be fine. Just don't put it in hot water. You know what I mean? Or don't like smash it. So it's totally fine. Anyway, so yeah, you squeeze out the top and you put it in here, and then this like I don't know if you heard that, but it like does its thing. All right, and it's easy. You just put it in and you screw it on. So that's the magic. All right, let me see a question. All right, Aura Antonio. Will Alexander Aura Antonio writes from YouTube. Will Alexander, the man I met last week, meet me again? Ooh. I do see you in this person meeting again. I do. I do see you in this person meeting again. So there's love is in the air. Love is in the air. Excuse me. All right. What else? We have Tonko Ku, Ku, Kumalo. Toko Kumalo. Toko Kamalo from Facebook writes, "Do I have psychic gifts?" We all have psychic gifts, but I think when people ask that question, they mean like, "Do I have some extraordinary abilities than someone else?" I don't I see that no, I don't. To be honest, I don't. Okay, so yeah, no, I don't. I mean, okay, so this is the thing. Everybody has psychic gifts. It's not like I'm, special. It's just that some people are more in tuned to it than others. Like some people are more connected to that side of the human being than others. So every human has psychic gifts. It's just how much more connected. So I'm picking up, Sonoko, that your connection to that part of yourself is limited at this time, but it's something that you can improve and work upon and expand. And I always say that naturally being in tuned, like somebody who's just more sensitive and in tuned to that part of the human being, that's cool. That's awesome. But those who are able to consciously work to in tune have better control and ultimately have better will be able to display a better range of psychic abilities than the previous. So that's what I see. Just to be more connected and in tune. All right, let's put the back on so I can see you. So he goes, and it's cute. I had gotten this was a Mother's Day one where it's like rose gold and white, but there's all kinds of fancy colors. Okay, so I'm gonna make myself um on the menu. I'm gonna make myself a carbonated strawberry water. Ah! Ah! So good. And I don't know what's going on with my lights. I'm like getting lost in the background, but that's okay. As long as you could see me or see my thing. Oh, sorry. Okay, there. Ah! And then I'll like duck down. All right. Thank you, Thonko, for the question. It was a beautiful question, actually. Watching from South Africa. Is it South Africa? Did I get that right? Watching from South Africa. That's awesome. All right. Next question. Again, there's not that many questions, so I think you guys typed your question in twice. Don't type your question in twice. If you think I don't see it, I've seen it. Don't type your question in twice. That's like a cause for me to like overlook it because I'll see the same thing twice and then I just will feel like I've done it. Like it just gets overwhelming. I don't know if that's like a me thing or just a chat thing, but it does. Um, all right. The next question is, and I think she changed the topic. So we'll ask all the questions that she Ariana, the beautiful Ari's goddess. Welcome. Thank you from tuning in from YouTube. Make sure you subscribe and like and and hit the notification bell for when I do these live streams so you'll always be notified. Should I work at Tops grocery store or Robin's? Robin's. Didn't Robin's have a cute thing? I don't need that for that. I can't tell you what to do. That's a misconception about psychic readings for me to tell you what to do. You create your future. I just read it before you get there. So I we could change the question to will I work at Tops grocery store or Robin's? And will you do something does not mean it's the best for you. There's things that I do, I end up doing, but then it's like, oh, that wasn't the best for me, right? So again, the idea of getting a psychic reading is to ask the wills before it happens so you can, maybe benefit from the insight. Okay, so working at Tops grocery store versus Robin's. I see that Tops grocery store. I see Tops grocery store has some. I don't. Okay, so I see when I look at Tops grocery store and I look at your energy, I do see that there's the potential for some conflicts or discomfort between like a manager or a supervisor. I see some personality conflicts. Not to say that Tops grocery store has a horrible manager, whatever, but I see some personality conflicts. Some things about how in which this person instructs or communicates might be in conflict with how you receive or communicate or take direction. And something I also see some challenges about maybe scheduling at Tops. Again, I don't see these things in a normal world aren't things that cause a destruction at the job because I have a communication challenges with a certain manager might make things a little difficult, but we're talking about the money at the end of the day, right? We're about the bag. Like, am I gonna get the bag? I may have a crunchy manager that I don't like, but will I get the bag, right? So again, I don't see anything stopping you when it comes to um employment and making money and getting those things. I don't see any challenges with either. But I do see these are just some insights for you to swirl in your head and make a decision. Um yeah, so I do see some scheduling. There might be some scheduling things with Tops. I don't know if you guys want to see my face while I'm reading, but I have to like shrink down. I see some scheduling things with Tops. Um Yeah. Okay, so now with Robins, I do you have friends that work at Robins? Because I feel if you don't have friends, I see a potential of making friends. It just seems more something about Robins feels more like a familiar environment. And so that is always welcoming and warm. Um, whether one pay rate, if the pay rates are the same, right? And the pay rates are the same, right? Even though I'm seeing Tops having some scheduling challenges, I feel you would make more money at Tops. Whether it's that working more, maybe you have to work so many of the daytime hours and you get no of the night. Like, you know what I mean? There's something about I think there's a little bit of more money to be had. Not major, more money to be had. So, and I hate to give you this reading where it's kind of like it sounds like I'm just giving you the goods and the bads about each and they're both, but that's literally what I see. I literally don't see that any of these two options would be horrendous for you. Um so that's the wills before the whys. The wills before the do's. So that should give you hopefully that gives you a little bit more insight. And maybe you already had that insight. Maybe these are things that I'm actually telling you. But your question was should you? And I can't tell you what to do. I can just give you insight and to help you. And that, my ladies, my friends, my ladies and gentlemen, is what an intuitive, a psychic life coaching reading would do. I can't tell you what to do in your life. I can't control the aspects of your life, but life coaching is to continue to give you so much intuitive life coaching is to give you so much intuition about something, so much insight about something that helps make the choices a little bit smoother for you to make on your own. Okay, so how many do I have here? One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, Ariana, I hope that helped. Okay, how much sharp? Okay, we got a lot. Now, I like to I wish I had a different knife because this is large, but I like to like score them. Some of them I cut in half. You guys are like, "Why do you look so awkward?" Because I'm giving psychic readings while I'm doing something. And normally when I give psychic readings, I don't do anything but focus on the individual, and my entire world is on the individual. So that's why you're getting these breaks. That's why I look so awkwardy. But I cut too many of them. I only wanted to cut a few. Sometimes I just score them so the juice comes out. You guys do that too? This is like the Martha stew. We're cooking intuitive cooking with Monique Empath. This is what we do. We don't cook with a plan or a recipe. You just follow your intuition. And be careful not to stab yourself with the knife. I wish I had some cucumbers. Oh, strawberry and cucumber carbonated water, so good. Oh, all right. Right on top of your comment box, the word overview is there in the like, right? Click. Oh, cool. Oh, me? I'm not on Facebook. I mean, I'm not on Facebook right now. I'm on another app, another platform that is letting me project. So, but for you guys, I think that might work. I think that might work. Okay. So thank you, Delphina. Delphina's acting like a mod. She's just amazing. Yeah, no, I'm not on Facebook, nor am I on YouTube. I'm streaming on these channels, but I'm on a different platform that everything's slightly different. I mean, I have ways to put the link in here, guys. I can, but I'm a little incompetent. Um, hold on. I think I'll do this. I think I can do something. I don't know if it will work. Oh, there's some cutting and pasting. I controlled seed myself. I controlled cut. Oops, that was bad. I was about to say a bad word. There goes the impulsiveness. Okay, let me focus. Let me focus. Okay, here. Now I controlled peed myself. It's thinking about it. It's thinking about it. It's thinking about it. It's thinking about it. Oh, there it goes. There are the links. Oh, that's awesome. And it like separated them on on the YouTubes. That is amazing. That is amazing. On the YouTubes, it made the 2 links, 2 individual comment. Anyways, I'm just amazed by technology. Okay, let's keep reading questions. Questions. Let's get back. Children, class, back in session. We're still answering the questions while we're doing intuitive cooking. Okay. So thank you, Alfina, Ariana. Okay, we're going down well, anytime I say list, I know you guys get your pennies in a bunch because you're like, she's going down a list. No, I mean like my randomness of where I'm picking questions. Abien, I see your question. Pri, I see your question. Ishka awasa, asawa, Ishka asawa. I think I see your question. Ishka. Okay, the next question is from Ishka Asawa from YouTube's. Like and subscribe to the channel to get notifications of our next live stream where you can get free psychic readings. Never pay again for psychic reading. That's not true. Psychic readings here on the live platform are informative, intuitive, insightful, but to get a deep, very detailed, precise thorough psychic reading. Click the link to Empath's website to get a one-on-one personal reading where it's you and you don't have to wait in line or wait for the other people's nonsense. Okay, I have my college job placement going on. All right, get your college job placement. Can you see what kind of job I'll get and when? Oh, cool question. All right, let me go get my cup because I didn't get a cup. I'm still here. You guys are just gonna see me leave as I'm contemplating this. I didn't even have to contemplate the question, but I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Okay. All right. I can hear what's going on. Notifications. All right, I'm back. Okay, Aishka, placement. What kind of job that you can get? I see it's a job where you're working with people. This is gonna sound so like not helpful. Working with people. I mean, that's what most jobs are, Monique. Working with people, but hold on, follow me to the end of the sentence. It looks like supporting people, like helping people, almost in a I want to say like a very support like helping people go through things like maybe supportive or health wise or medical and you be like I am so far from that but I do see there's something where you're supporting people and I see that you're helping people there's like physical support and emotional support but I do see you doing that. Let me know if I'm right because I could be totally wrong but that's just what I see. I do see some paperwork. It looks like a place where there's like okay, so in this place, it looks like I'm seeing an office, but it doesn't look like a. It looks like there's a okay. It's a building, and there's and like a receptionist, that type of thing. There's a little office part, but it looks like you guys receive clients, and in there, I'm seeing these clients are people that need help with stuff, like they need help with physical. So not it might not necessarily be like a doctor's office, but it's like maybe it's like an insurance company where, or you know what I mean? Like there's some kind of evaluation that these people are going through, and I'm seeing that you're talking to them, you're getting them information, and you're supporting them, and you're telling them like oh, like some of the words you're like, "Oh, we're gonna get that done for you," or "It's gonna be okay." And you're the liaison between them, almost like there's a reception, there's the person who runs this place, and then there's you, and you kind of meet and greet these clients and kind of talk to them and get information. Then you transfer that information on, or you input it and stuff. So I do see there's some paperwork, but I do see a lot of talking to these people, and I see by September. We're in September. That's funny. I was gonna say by September. Well, very shortly, within the next couple weeks. How did I do? I was probably like, "You were so off." But, I mean, that's what I see. That's what I'm going with. Welcome, Rachel from Dublin. If you can post a question, the way this works is a question and answer. So you post a question, and I will pretend to give you an answer. No, you are so good at this, trust me. I mean, thank you, thank you. I actually take those compliments because, like I said, you guys, when I read, I just say what I see. I'm not factoring if what I see is going to make sense or if that's what the client I get a vision and I am just a portal of visions. Like so that sometimes I'm like, this is what I see. So when you say no, that makes sense to you, then I'm like, oh, okay. So the image wasn't for me, it was for you. I'm here judging myself, but if I just leave myself to do the job that I'm here to do, translate images and concepts and things. Yeah. So yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. Hi, Minnie. Minnie, 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 Minnie. All right. So I got the cup, you guys. It's actually from Christmas. It's got a snowflake on it. I don't know if you guys can see that, but I love these. I know this is so Instagrammy. The mason jar cup, the soda stream, whatever, whatever. I actually do this in my real life. Okay, so we are going to put and I wanted to have some big okay, I'll put another one. I'm like using all the strawberries. So SodaStream actually has like I guess you can call them syrups or drops that you can carbonate your water and then they have some pre-made flavors, some flavorings that you can put in. But they have kombucha, y'all. They have kombucha. Now, I don't know all about I'm not a medical medium. I don't know about all the kombucha medical hype of all that whatnot or whatnot. But intuitively, I think kombucha makes sense. Maybe I have some intuitive issues with different brands of kombucha. I intuitively feel that there's certain brands selling kombucha. It's not as potent or strong or like as I don't want to say as good because you might like it, but it's not like the real thing, like the whatever the essence of kombucha is. I feel like some brands like they don't put as much. They don't put as much booch in it, or kombucha in the kombucha. I feel that. So I intuitively take issues with that. I think there's varying levels and different ways that it's done. I feel like some people do it the easy way and some people do the straight cold like the way that the I don't know that the ancients were doing it. So that's my only thing with kombucha. And also some of the health claims, I'm not a medical intuitive and I'm not a doctor. I feel like I wish some brands would um when they're promoting kombucha, just promote it as a healthy type of drink that um, and what fermented things could do for a person, like, that's it, just leave it there. Don't tell me that it's gonna save my life, it's gonna fix my relationship, it's gonna fix my marriage, it's gonna, bring me all of my like, I feel like they go on too much about it. So those are my only issues with kombucha, but I like I've had a ginger kombucha drink, and I like it. I like that rawness. There's also some things about, like, certain strengths of kombucha that can really get the liver going, and it can kinda make you feel weird or can kinda cause acne. I don't know. Do I pick that up intuitively? Yes, I can pick up anything intuitively. Can listen, I'm allergic to a very silly thing in life that's not even, like it's not even a bad substance. Like, you know how people are allergic to, like, oranges or apples, I think it's like that, and I think something that is so um, made this way, like fermented and stuff, has more enzymes and more things that could trigger someone's responses. So I do that. But to say like, oh, kombucha could give you bad acne or all those things, I think that's individualistic. So I try to stay away from all those claims and the big deals that they have about kombucha, but I like it. So SodaStream has a kombucha flavoring or kombucha that you can add into your water. And I like the flavorings because you can now determine how strong you want something or how weak you want something. I tried to get it, but it's sold out everywhere, y'all. It is sold out everywhere. I checked my Walmart, I checked my local grocery store. It is sold out everywhere. I checked on Bed Bath and Beyond where they sell soda stream everywhere. So click the link and hopefully you get it on the site and you'll get it. But I have to stick to the water. All right, I'm gonna answer another question. Wonderful, guys. Thank you. Like and subscribe. Follow the YouTubies. Follow. I don't know how you do. You like and subscribe on YouTube. You like and follow on Facebook. You click the notification bell. All the rays. All right, here we go. Next question. We have Kimberly, Nevada from Facebook. Kimberly says, "Hello. May I please ask, do you see my other half moving out from where he currently lives by the end of last year? Not sure if I can ask out of concern." Of course you can ask. See, because that is your other half. That's something about your life. Like that's something about your life. When I say questions that infringe on the boundaries of another person, it's like questions that ask like somebody has said to you, "I'm not telling you where I live," and you ask me, "Where does this person live?" You know what I mean? And whatever. You guys ask whatever you want. I will let you know if it's available for a public reading. some of these questions are just not available for public reading, but this works. Okay, Kimberly, do I see your other half moving out from where you currently lives by the end of this year? Yes, I do. I do see by the end of the year, and I see it cutting close to the end of this year. So an example of how much more details one would get. Thank you, Kimberly. An example of what more details one would get in a private reading versus these public readings is that Kimberly asked about her other half, and I just said cutting it close. In a private reading, I will go into more details about why I see it cutting close, what is happening, who are involved, what is involved, what are the personal effects or the personal things that are like more private and personal that I can't get here. So here is just answer these questions. In a private reading, I would get very personal. Like I would get very candid about some emotional things that you don't or personal things that you won't, like, all up in their business, like, why they're not moving or whatever, like, or, all up in their business, just use your imagination. Okay, so I wanted some big. Did I cut it? Oh, no, I didn't, I scored it. Okay, so I put some chunky ones in, some small ones in. This is a lot of strawberries. Oops, I think I did too much. I was talking and dissociating and answering your questions, and I think I did too much. Okay, intuitive cooking. It works when you're focused on your intuition. Okay, Priya, will S and I be happy together in the future? Happy together. I think individually you'll be happy, but will you be happy together? Yeah, I think you'll be happy together. Yes. I think individually you'll be happy. And so your happiness will influence each other and you'll be happy together. Like both of you together. But like, yeah, I do. I do see happiness together with this person. All right. We're going to get to the real party now. We are going to carbonate the carbonator. All right. Welcome back. Like, let me. Ugh. Here. Okay. I could have done it like that, but I was weird and I didn't know how to do stuff. And this is still bothering me. I don't know why I can't fix this thing. All right, you guys. This is where the magic happened. Oh, there. Okay, get that off the camera. I'm breaking the illusion. I'm breaking the fourth wall. Okay. All right. So here's the baby. Here's the booby. Okay, and here's the water. They tell you to fill it up to like the line. Y'all, my bottle looks crazy. Whatever. We like hard water. Fill it up to the line. I don't know why I'm demonstrating this. There's enough YouTube reviewers reviewing the SodaStream machine. I was just here to make it. Okay, so you shove it in there. I'm struggling because there. It's out. It needs to be out so you can get a nice angle. See that? See that? Let's do it again. Did it. Accomplished. Okay, and then you put it in and it kind of floats there. All right. Oh, wait. Did you guys see? No. This is just regular filtered municipality lake water. We get our water through the lake. Not literally, like it runs through a whatever, a treatment facility, but our water sources are a lake where we swim in and we fishing and we ice fish and we swim and we boat and we play and we all those things. All right. I'm gonna break something here. Okay, let's get another question. Drum roll. Let's get another question up. Okay, Abby, will me and M will me and M have a long-term relationship? I actually do. I actually see that this goes quite lengthy. That I see I see, this person continuing to be in this relationship with you and you continuing to be in the relationship with them. Like, I see a desire for continuation from the both. Alright. The strawberries look good. They were fresh. I did Instacart yesterday. Um, y'all, let me tell you. I I did Instacart, like, 4 times now, and they always I just tell them to leave it on the porch. I'm a witch and I don't wanna be out in the daylight. Because I might, like, burn or something. Um, so I always just tell them to leave it on the porch. I don't wanna see people. I'm just like, "Ah." And, so they always take a picture of the items left on the porch at the time that they left it, just like how Amazon does it or whatever. And, guys, I have to show you this. It is so crazy. And they always take a picture and then see. So the 4 times I've done it, they take a picture. Let me tell you, there's this person, this I'm gonna call them the shopper. This one shopper came story time, and showed up at the property. I'm home. I guess me saying that to leave it on the front porch may make the influence seem like I'm not home, but I'm home. I just don't wanna enter like, I just can't go out into the daylight. I'll melt, I'll burn. The last time my kind witches were in the daylight, we burned, we melt. It's just not a thing, right? So I'm just like, "Put it on the porch." And then I go out and I'm like, "Okay," and I look. Anyway, so maybe this shopper thought I wasn't home. So they backed up, like, I mean, whatever helps them get their job done. They backed up till they're like the trunk of their car was on my porch steps, like right up, like not on the drive. And our drive is very gravel and like dirt country like, right? But there is a clear drive and porch walkway. They like went up on the porch walkway blasting some really good merengue. I was like, like there was some good, some good reggaeton they were playing. This person was having a party at their job. And I think like that is awesome. Like I love jobs like because I imagine my little one might have a job like that when she's in high school or college, right? It's like bling, 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 you know? And it's like I'm watching him through the window and or well, it's a male now, whatever. I'm watching this person through the window and they're playing their music, they're doing their dances, and they're putting my groceries on thing, and it's loud. Like I'm pretty sure all like my whole block was enjoying the. Dala, dadala, dala, baila, dala, baila, 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 or whatever. And I'm watching this person is just having a blast, right? And they put all the groceries on the thing, and I could see them when they come down the steps. And then I see the shopper like lean in the car, but like the feet were out, and they're just like leaning in the car with the feet out, like they just like leaned in the car, and they were doing something. And I'm like, whatever. Like I didn't think too many. I just thought the position was awkward, so I was intrigued in the position, but I didn't think too many thing of it. And lean in the car, and then I see them get out of that position, go in the car, and then drive off. And I wait. I wait till people leave. Like I watch and I'm like, leave. And they have to go like all the way down the road and then turn. And then I give like 4 minutes before like I'm seen. I'm just like a bat. I'm like, okay, now. And anyway, so I go out and I got my stuff. When I came in, I got the alert that shows you like your shopper has left your thing. Y'all should see the picture. Like the picture, the angle of this picture. I don't yes, it's appropriate. Yeah, I'm trying to think if I'm, like, exposing anything, but no, I won't. I'll just show the picture of how they took the picture to let me know that my stuff were here. I died. I laughed so hard, and the funny thing is along with the picture, it goes, "How did we do? How did your shopper do? Rate your shopper." Now, the shopper didn't they shopped all my stuff and they did a good job, so I can't give a bad review, but I keep avoiding giving a review. Like, every time it's like, "You haven't reviewed your shopper yet," and I'm like, "I know." Um, but it was just love. But anyways, they got me my strawberries, so I appreciate them. Yeah, I appreciate them for getting my strawberries, but I'm trying to set you guys up to show you what, what the pho I have to screenshot this, y'all, so I don't get like, my personal information or their information. But, I mean, let's say I had the baby sleeping or something, like, the music was intense. I liked it. So, whatever. I just think it's a funny human experience. Things that people do when they don't think no one's watching. But the funny thing is this person had to take a picture. Um So, okay, y'all, and I'll get back to questions, I promise, I promise, I promise. Oh, there's a spammer, and they're blocked. Blockity block, block, block. I don't use tarot cards, just ask a question. Oh my gosh, that's fine. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so let me show you. I have to block the spammers. I don't have a mod, so I have to do there's a lot that I'm doing at the same time. So, how do I that's my brain going. Okay, so I'm gonna pray. So again, music and everything. And I'm like, geez, right? But it's kind of like I can't. I don't. I can't leave a bad review. I mean, I'll let y'all be the judge of whether I can leave a bad review or not. Hold on, I can't find where I screenshot. Oh, hold on. Okay. No. Okay. I'll let you guys let me know if I leave, and then we'll continue questions. I am asking questions. Continue to leave your questions in the chat. Make sure they are specific questions, so it's like a question and answer type of thing. I don't use tarot cards. I'm not a astrologist, so I don't know things about um signs like whether you're a Cancer and a Aries and all those kind of things. I find it very fascinating and I find some logic in that, but I'm a medium, I'm a clairvoyant and an empath. So I use mediumship, meaning the ability to connect one energy to the other or read the energy. Clairvoyance, meaning that I look at okay, here we go. Meaning that look at I can see visions, clairvoyant, that I see visions. So when you ask a question, it triggers images and visions, and I describe the images as best as I can to you guys. Um, and that's how I give my readings. And I don't have tarot cards. There's some great readers on here that use tarot cards, but I am not one of them. I'm trying to figure out how I could share y'all this photo without sharing, but yeah, so again, hold on. Oh, I know how I could share it. Oh, I'm silly. I know how I could share it. I could share it here. I'll just share it as a because I don't know how to do it. I'll just share it as like a little background. Okay, I'll share it as a background just because I don't know how to do it. Y'all, did you see that? Y'all, did you see that photo? Can I do it as, like, one of these too? Oh my gosh, I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" Like, this this is what you take to show me my things in the back. Like, were you trying to show me your socks and your other grocery items in the car? This is what. But he was so busy. That this is what. Like, I was dying. I was dying. I'm like, are you kidding me? And it's like I remember when this shot was taken because I was looking out the window and I saw it's almost like he like maybe he forgot or whatever, or was just like, "Hey," like catch it from the back kind of photo. Oh my gosh, I was dead. I was dying. I thought this was hilarious. Um, but the moral of the story is, you know, energetically, I think this person was a great person and that they were having fun. They were having fun doing it. So, could I be mad about that? I could because I'm like that's so inappropriate. Like I need to know what if I really wasn't home and I can't tell from that picture if the groceries are there. I can't validate it. It looks like maybe they didn't. It could be a lot of issues, but energetically I'm like I picked up that this person was just having fun and doing their thing, and it's all right this time. This time, it's all right this time. All right, let's ask another question. My lighting is getting because I'm so far away. Okay, and this lighting just doesn't. Okay, let's ask another question. All right, continue to post your questions in the chat. I see a question here. I apologize. Will I get married to Daniel? He's a Pisces. If not, then who? I don't see you getting married to Daniel. I see you marrying another individual that you have not met as yet. Well, if you get to marry Daniel, I wouldn't be surprised. But I also see another individual in your life. Um, will I find new love? February. Rachel from Facebook asks. Rachel Gaffney from Facebook asks, will I find new love? Yes. February. Hi from Alabama. Welcome, Sheila. Sheila Hall Smith from Alabama. Welcome. Come on in. Oh my gosh, did y'all see the picture? Like, I'm dead. Like, no, don't send people a friend. Don't accept people's friend requests. Delete, block user, and delete. All right. Okay, so we're gonna do it now. The water should be cold. Sometimes the instructions say to have cold fridge water, like fridge cold water. When you're using this machine, um, I think it's just about taste and flavor. I don't think it has anything to do with like it won't carbonate if it's not because sometimes I'm just lazy and I just want I don't know. Sometimes I just like because sometimes I'm drinking the water all day, and then sometimes I have the water in it, and I just like pop it in the carbonator and carbonate and drink it, and it's fine. But yes, it has that like store bought taste when you carbonate it. And I imagine if you put the things. Okay, here we go. Ready? Ooh, I like 2 pumps. I like it strong. 3 would be strong. The more you pump it, the more well, I guess that's obvious. The more carbon it makes in it. Okay. And then oh, did you hear that? Oh, are you gonna see the smoke? Can you see the smoke? The steam? The gas? No, it doesn't show on camera. But now see all the bubbles in there? That is what I like. Actually, looking at it in the camera is giving me, like, a little bit of an OCD thing because it looks like little holes and it's okay, but when I look at it directly here, I could see that it's bubbles, but somehow looking at the camera makes me feel like holes and, like, little hole oh, okay. Alright. So now we are going to pour it in here. Yes. Yes. Look at that. Yes. 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 Look at that. That's wonderful. I don't have a straw. Well, I do. I just don't wanna get up for it. Oop, oop. Okay. So, cheers. And instantly the strawberries are already influencing it. It's already getting a little bit of strawberry flavor. Oops, sorry. Well, cheers. Prost. Danke. Danke, danke für besuchen mich. Thank you for visiting me here in das Livestream. Um, let me answer deine Frage. All right, next question. And I'm killing it with the German. I'm gonna be doing this in German soon. You guys just wait. All right, so that's a soda stream. I love it. I mean, oh, see how I say it stays out like that? Well, you can put it in. Um, like I would just like leave this in like this and then get more water later when I want. Like I just kind of sometimes leave it in here. And this acts as a water bottle that you can just carry it around. Look at this. Mmm. Mmm. So it's strawberry flavored carbon water. Carbonated sparkling strawberry water. Sparkling water strawberry. Let me go back to the job that I do right. Answering questions, giving readings. All right. Welcome back. Here we are. Okay. And I gotta get that chair because now I feel super low. Look at that. This is what I need that concealer for. Oh, cosmetics. See how I'm tying it all in? See how I'm tying it all in? Okay. Any more questions? Let's look. I think we've got through a lot of the questions. Oh, we have Jillian. Jillian, the vlog. The vlog. All right. So that was the soda stream, guys. Um, it did a good job. Yay! And you can get your kombucha and you're going to save the turtles, guys. Save the turtles with your water if you want carbonated drinks. And you can even get Pepsi and I don't know Coca-Cola, but you can get Pepsi. So you can make your own Pepsi that has a Pepsi syrup. You can carbonate it yourself. So if you do like Pepsi and colas, let's save the turtles. All right. You guys see my booster seat? Oh, there. Okay. All right. Let's get back to what we do here. Let's get back to business. Let's stop the plane around. Let's stop the plane and let's get back to business. Ding, ding, ding. Jillian, the vlogger, asked, "Am I gonna be lucky with the man I'm dating right now? Like, are we gonna be?" I don't know, but the term "getting lucky with a man" means something. Oh my gosh, where is my mind right now? Where's my mind? Lucky with a man that uh um yes, you have posted mine. Lucky with a man that I'm dating. I think what you mean, Jillian, is like, are you going to be? Is this relationship going to be successful? I do. I think you're going to enjoy this relationship. Think it's going to have a lot of like. I think Rachel got it. Like Rachel, did you focus? Focus. Focus. Um. Different phrases and different slang and terms mean so many different things in different countries. Now this thing's in the way again. I have to set this thing back up. Okay. Um Jillian, I do feel like you're going to enjoy this relationship and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I don't think it's going to be your last though. I don't see it being your last relationship of life. Hello, Consuela. Consuela? Consuela Ballard. Hello, hello, Consuela. Sweetheart, I see that you posted something. Here we go, Consuela. Can I please know, will me and Cancer Love will be speak again or come in contact? I've been trying. I do see that you'll speak again. I see that it will be an uncomfortable conversation though. Um, it will be an uncomfortable conversation. I feel like it's just gonna be like an uncomfortable conversation. I'll just say that not being able to say the things that you well, you'll be able to say the things that you want to say, but I don't think it's going to turn out, it's going to feel pleasant. I don't see that it's going to feel pleasant, unfortunately, Consuela. Yeah, no, I get it, Julian. You're asking if you're going to be good together. I see that you're going to enjoy this person. I see that you guys are going to have fun and have a good time. I think it was going to be even though I don't see it being your last relationship, I think years to come after you'll be able to look back at this relationship and be like, "You know what? That was all right." Um, even though it ended. Oriana says, earlier I said that I don't know if there's a friendship or camaraderie or like knowing people at Robbins, and she says I don't know anybody that works at Robbins, and I think it's maybe not yet. Maybe not yet. Maybe you don't know anybody who works there yet. 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 Or that's not yet. I mean, yet would be now. I mean, no, 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 niche, no, not still, no, no, not now. Niche yet, not yet. Niche yet. Um, yes, we did answer your question. I do see you finding a love in February. Love is in the air, and in the month of love, I do see. That's oops. I mean, prost. Every time I hit this, I'm gonna say prost. Cheers. Ding, ding. All right. I'm not seeing any new people coming in. So so we can ask if you have a second question. Go ahead and ask your second question because I don't see any new people coming in, and these lights are kill. This one in particular is killing me. I don't know why it won't open. Like I broke it. Oh, I did. I had it. I broke it a bit. Okay. Oops. Sorry. Oops. I'm flashing the light in my eyes and saying sorry to myself. All right, so we will also be here again next Sunday. I mean, next Friday. So typically Fridays, but you know what? Don't hold me to that because I am an impulsive woman. And sometimes I say I'm going to do something and then I don't. So I try not to make promises. But Fridays is when we're typically here. Gosh, my face is greasy because I need that discount from Elf to find. Woo! Child! Woo! Child! This brush smells so good. I don't know what. Smells so good. Um, so that's gonna sound really odd on audio. Um, yeah, we were back here. We're generally back here on Friday. We'll be doing this again. We might be doing this more. Um, Rachel, will I go to rehab? That's a medical question, and we don't answer medical questions here. We don't talk about anything. We don't psychic question anything that has to do with medical. But if rehab is something that you want to do, I hope you go. And if it's something that you don't want to do, I hope you're not forced to. And if it's something that you need to do, I hope it benefits you. But I could not read and tell you what the outcome. And guys, when I say I can't read something or I'm not going to read something, I don't read into it and then just hold it secret and then I know it and you don't. We both stay ignorant. I just won't allow myself to look at that situation. Oriana says, "I can't imagine marrying somebody who's not Daniel, but you did ask." So that's interesting. It's interesting if that's this person that you want to marry, but asking if you will, there's this like idea that you might, which that's why sometimes when you ask a reading, if you don't want the answer. But I see what you mean. You're saying like I just can't imagine like this is the person that I want. So I wanted to hear clearly that I'm going to marry this person. I see someone else in your life. Not now. Nicht yet, but later. Aber später. Nicht jetzt, aber später in deiner Leben. Ähm, ich sehe ich sehe ein Mann, einen Mann, das ist nicht Daniel. Das das ist das ist es ne ist es nicht Daniel, aber viel viel später, viel später. Yeah, very later in life, in deiner Leben. Zu viel Zeit. You have lots of time to work that out. Oh, sorry about the knife, guys. But yeah, if you wanted a private reading, we can talk more details of what I see happening and what is possibly going on. Okay, we have a question from Facebook user. Will my gifts strengthen? And they also ask, what's my strongest spiritual gift? Will your gifts strengthen? So if you're working on something, they would generally strengthen. I see Facebook user that the type of work efforts that you would potentially be putting into enhancing your gifts, m- um, I don't want to say don't work for you, but I think it's the type of things that you're doing to strengthening your gifts. Um, you might the advice is you might need to find other there's many ways to strengthen one's gift, and you would have to find the one um that would get the results that you want. So I think that you're going to have some challenges with finding different things that help you strengthen your gifts that make sense to you. Um, what's your strongest spiritual gift? That's an interesting question that you're asking me. What your strongest spiritual, because your strongest spiritual gift would be the thing that you're actually good at doing, so you wouldn't need to know. So therefore, this defines a kind of the beginning question that there's a lot I see that needs to be more put that you're going to do to put more in to developing your gifts. You get what I'm saying? So again, I said it, maybe you weren't here, but everybody spiritual gifts are not like you're not just like the ability to be highly intuitive or highly perceptive or preconceive things before they happen is a human trait. Humans are designed to do that. That's what humans do. Humans are designed to do that. You are not an alien from an outer space. Humans are designed. The human being was designed to be able to preconceive events before they happen materialistically. And humans are designed to communicate intuitively, not just verbally and physically. Humans are designed to do that. So, an individual may be a person who is more aware and is sensitive, and that's how their neurological system is set up, that they just do those things um more actively and more aware than an individual, but it doesn't mean that the other person can't do it. So think of it as running. Everybody can run as long as you have two legs and the legs, but humans were designed to run. There are some humans who, even with little workout or whatever, their muscles are able to contract and pick up speed faster than others. They were just designed that way. But a person who wasn't designed that way can work and strengthen their muscles and end up being maybe even faster than that person was. So it's all about what we do naturally and what we have to work on, but everybody has that capability. So if you have we all have spiritual gifts. So you could be clairvoyant, you could be more intuitive, you can be more empathic, you can be clairsentient, you can be clairaudient. All those things are available to every individual. All those things are available to every individual. Um some things you're going to be more drawn to than others. Like me, I'm more drawn to clairvoyancy than many of the others. I just see things visually. Whether I'm reading somebody or being intuitive or not, even in when I think about my fridge, I just see things more in visual images in my mind than I do whatever. So if I'm going to um expand or take advantage of my human being, it would be I would be more inclined to do that. But to be more clairaudient, like to hear things and hear sounds, that's at my capacity too. I would just have to work a little bit harder to strengthen that muscle. Um, so if I were to ask or to say, what is my strongest gift? It would literally be the thing that I'm actually doing that I'm aware of, right? You wouldn't have a gift. You could have a gift that you're unaware of that you're good at, but that defeats the purpose of it. You know what I mean? Like, so if I'm really good at windsurfing, but I've never windsurfed, like it's kind of like, and then when I go to windsurf, I still have to, like, figure like, I still have to, you know what I mean? You have to apply it. So it's something that you have to apply for it to be really good. When I look at somebody, I can tell I can see how in which they use their body or their mind. I could tell, like, some people who are highly intuitive, let's say, tend to think that way more. They will tend to use words more of I feel, I yeah, somebody who's highly intuitive would be I feel, or sometimes they'll even use more words of conclusive words that would they would say I know so and so is going to do that. And then he would say, "But how do you know?" They're like, "Well, I don't like know that, but that like I'm convinced." So people who are more intuitive tend to use that kind of language. Again, that person might not think, "Oh, I'm intuitive, I'm a psychic," but that's just how they live their life. They do that again because all these things are innate to everybody. You know what I mean? And that's where I want to do these live streams and all these kind of stuff. I can only use myself as an example. It sounds a little narcissistic, but start with yourself, right? That I want to show people that it's not like I'm doing magic or I'm like specially whatever. These are how I am through my own life. And then I'm just finding ways. I found ways within myself to take advantage of the things that I do for it to benefit somebody else, how somebody else can take advantage of something I do. I think that's the whole point of life, I think. Try everything, see what you're good at, and learn more. Bam! You nailed it, Xylon. You nailed it. That's what it is, and I want people to understand psychic abilities and spiritual abilities as that too. Don't think of it as anything different. It's a human thing. If you are anything that you do or another individual can do, you can do. you know, anything. Anything that anybody else does in this world, whether they become a billionaire or a millionaire or they're the greatest singer or they're the greatest writer or they're the greatest video or they're the best, whatever anybody else can do, you can do it too. You might have to work a little bit harder at it, or you might have to find other creative ways to get there or do it. But if it exists in this world, it exists to all of us. We all have that. There's let's see, there's I don't know why I'm thinking about this, but there's that condition giganticism where there's a human that grows super tall, extraordinary tall, right? And you can say I can't grow tall, right? So how come that human, whatever, the if when we look at it, there's a gland within that individual that is overactive, that causes them their growth hormones to grow. I also have that gland. You also have that gland. Mine is not overactive. You know, mine is not overactive. So there are limitations, but the limitations are things that are either overactive in one or underactive in another, and that's the diversity of human. But as for what benefit can that person do being taller? They can reach things on a high shelf. I, a short person, can reach things on a high shelf. You know how I do it? I get a ladder. So anything they can do, I can do, and maybe better. And I think spirituality can think of that. So when people ask me, like, what is my gifts? Yes, I could possibly read how you maybe you are a very visual person, maybe you are a more sensitive person, but that's only like a starter base of the ability to have a spiritual gift. And then to work on your spiritual gifts, I said it earlier, but I'll say it again. Somebody who's naturally in any category, whether it's art, music, math, academics, anything. Somebody who doesn't, and when I say naturally, I mean they don't have to put much effort into accomplishing that or doing that. Anybody who doesn't have to put much effort into something, it may seem like an advantage because they don't have to put anything effort into it. But also, when you don't have to put a lot of effort into accomplishing something, you can lose the nuances in how that thing works, the value of that thing, the mechanisms of that thing, because you don't have to think about it. You just do it naturally. So you just do it naturally. If you're faced with explaining how it works, teaching somebody how to do that, you might be at a deficit. And a person who doesn't do it easily has to learn the nuances, learn the mechanisms of it, understand it, develop it, practice it. And in that way, that person who had to work at it can often be better at it than the person who does it naturally. You know what I mean? Put the two in a race and see who will win. You know what I mean? The person who studied hard and learned and worked and understand the mechanism, or the person who's just relying on relying on good luck, like relying on passion, good luck, and not, you know what I mean? Like that can only take you so far. The what I think is the most beautiful concept is somebody who does something very who doesn't have to work at something and they're just good at it, but then they pause in life and they start to understand and study and learn and try to make sense and learn all the mechanisms of that thing. Now they have a double advantage, and I think that's the goal in our lives. I think when people ask me what's your passion or what's my passion or what's my purpose, I think that is to find out what you do, what things that you do more naturally or easier or you're drawn to, and then expand on that. Take the courses, go to the schools, study, meditate, whatever you do to expand on that, and that will escalate. And then there's also like with psychic ability, and particularly anything, sometimes a person who's naturally good at something and does it easily, um, doesn't want to do that thing. Like if that's not their, like they don't want, like, you know what I mean? There's other things that they might be interested in. Um, So sometimes, so in this world, you'll have a lot of people who are highly in the spiritual context. You have a people who are highly intuitive, can have visions of things, but that doesn't mean that that person wants to be a psychic reader. Maybe that person wants to be an architect, and those skills that they have, that they can see things before they happen, helps them in that job, in the job of being an architect, in design and technology. So they have the ability to see how something's going to work before it works. Like, so again, psychic ability is not like, I want people to walk away and say, "Oh my gosh, you are so above and gifted and you're the most amazing person because you have psychic ability." Um or whatever, and I don't. No, you can have what that person has, you know what I mean, to a degree. I mean, you can't have that person's life, but what I'm saying is that if that's the goal that you want or that's the thing that you admire, you can accomplish that as well. When people say, "Oh, I was gifted by God and God selected me out of all the other minions, out of all the minions, Gru selected me to be the minions of all minions." Um, I think I'll straight up say I think that's a narcissistic approach to it, because I think that's a narcissistic approach, because if you were selected, then why am I highly intuitive? Like, so then we were both selected? Okay, so then why was that person selected and that person selected? Then it's like there's a group of us that were just specially selected and then the other people can't do it. I think that's a very narcissistic way to look at it, that you were picked out special. Now, individually, to say that or to look at yourself and say, I feel special. I feel grateful and I feel unique. Absolutely, that's empowerment. But to compare that level of uniqueness over to an authority over other people, no, I can't. What can't I do? There's a lot of things I can't do. Right now, I currently can't fully drive a car. I'm 40 years old and I can't completely drive a car. I'm learning, but I can't fully drive a car. Well, I mean, I'm learning. There's some car techniques of driving that I have to freshen up, right? But um a person who can, it doesn't make me significant, and make somebody who was really good at something, it doesn't make me significant. So it's kind of like if you were selected to be, if God or Gru selected you of all the minions to be highly intuitive, he selected another minion to be highly at something as well. So you might be the intuitive one, they might be the mathematical one. You might be the emotion, you know what I mean? So if we go in, and then God, Gru, has selected all of us for something, and then that goes back into what I was saying about our purpose. You have within you, because we are made up of the same gases, minerals. We are made up of the same gases, minerals, elements. We all are, and we're all made up of the same earth. But my composite of my gases, my minerals, my vitamins, my whatever are it's a variation of yours. So it's the same thing. It's the same crayons in the box. It's just that my I've used more orange and more whatever. So that's what makes us the unique, and that's what makes us special, that when we look at each other, we're like, "Oh my gosh, you have beautiful red hair," or "You have like you are," and that's where individuality is so important. Um so yeah, I went off on a tangent, but there you go. Um yeah, I just want to keep that up, I and it's choices. I chose to use certain aspects of myself to monetize and to also benefit or help other people benefit. Like I chose that. I chose to do that. I didn't have to choose that. Even if I'm really intuitive and really good at this, I still did not have to choose to do this job. There's other things that I like doing, or other things. Like at the end of the day, you still have to choose to utilize whatever it is um that you have. And yeah, that's my message to the world. Sorry you guys, I'm a little distracted cuz I'm deleting this person who's just spamming y'all. S- How dare they? Stop your nonsense. Um All right. So I think I've been on here for about almost 3 hours. And yes, Xylan, preach, girl. Yes, actually, I will preach. No, it'd be like, thank you, thank you, thank you. I think, think. I big think. I like to big think, and I like that you guys join me here for my big thinking. Um, you know, I don't always have a place other than inside my own head to big think. So thank you for allowing me to big think here. Um, and we shall meet again. We shall do this again. Click any of the links to purchase the affiliates or to connect with me one on one, where we can have personal a personalized reading, and getting to details, tell you specifics, tell you what truly the other person's thinking, what situation that they're about to get in that might influences yours, how somebody's going to say or react to something on a more meta scale that we can't do. We want to protect people's privacy here. And I will see you guys in the next one. Um Bye.